again. Playing the council. Took us a while, but we're back at it. This is the second episode, but it'll be part 4 of the series. We gotta pick a book to read real quick. What should we do? We can not equip that. Okay, we're learning politics. And then, do I have any of these? No, I don't. Okay. Let's start the quest. 1 second. Okay, there we go.
Do you mind if I call you Louis?
Please do.
Thank you. I wish to apologize wholeheartedly, Louis. I made you cross the seas, and I wasn't even here to welcome you. When I asked you to join us here, it was, of course, in the hope that you would help us find your mother. But an act of horrific violence occurred during the night, and I do not know if this is linked to the disappearance of Sarah.
What are you getting at? What act of violence?
We found Elizabeth Adams' body in her room. She was brutally murdered, stabbed several times. I'll get straight to the point, Louis. According to the initial elements at my disposal, you were the last person to see her alive.
Yes, last night we, Do you suspect me?
I want you to tell me everything that happened last night and leave nothing out. Tell me, how did the evening begin?
I was going up to my room when I saw Elizabeth waiting for me. She was very upset, and her words didn't make sense. I thought it best to follow her to her room, as she had asked me to.
Continue.
I don't have any.
She insisted we have a drink, without which she refused to confide anything.
What exactly did she want to speak about?
She claimed she saw my mother the previous evening on the cliff, if I remember correctly.
Interesting. I will send someone as soon as possible. But do go on.
I refused to go on drinking with her. She already seemed drunk and her conversation became confused. So, then she ordered me to get out. If only I'd stayed.
Don't blame yourself, Louis. How could you have known? But thank you for this new information. Louis, I shan't hide the fact that this tragedy puts me in a very delicate situation. I cannot risk upsetting the smooth operation of our next conference. But the case cannot remain unaddressed. I must reassure my guests, and justice will be done. And for that to happen, I must ask for your help.
Why is that?
You met Elizabeth. You spoke together, I believe. She trusted you. Listen, Louis. Find out who could have committed this murder. I refuse to believe that one of my guests is the murderer. I want to know who is responsible for this.
That's why I like wearing dress shoes.
And I trust you. You have my backing.
Really satisfying in my
must stop at nothing. Can I count on you?
Of course. How would you like me to proceed?
Maybe you could start by going to the scene of the crime. Elizabeth was attacked in her room.
Okay.
Do you have any suspects in mind, my lord?
I spent most of the night talking with Sir Gregory and His Eminence Piaggi. So I think you can remove them from the list of suspects. Monsieur Bonaparte and President Washington left the party after midnight, I believe. They were tired and went up to bed.
Can you tell me anything else about what happened?
Now, Louis, I wouldn't want to influence you. Get over there and form your own opinion.
Got it. Okay.
Right.
I'll
get over there immediately.
Thank you, Louis.
Okay.
Now, once you've finished, come back and let me know your findings. I'll be waiting.
Okay.
And Louis, you've got permission to search through the guests' rooms. They've all been notified and they agree.
Okay. So we get a search through the guest rooms. That's fun. Okay. Let's check it. Is there anything here? I need to find some. I don't know what that's called, but I need to find some. Big oof on my part right there.
Which four-letter word could open this chest?
Okay. We're gonna come back to that. Or should we do
Golden
that?
elixir.
Thank you.
I'll keep it for later.
Okay. We will not keep it for later. Should we try to do this real quick? Okay, let's see. Four-letter
Which
word.
four-letter word could open this chest?
Drawing a blink. Let's see. Oh, okay. Let's see. Nope. Okay. Case? I don't think that worked. Oh, okay. Chase doesn't work. Let's stick with E. I don't know, we'll come back to this. Yeah. Okay. I'll try to figure that out later. I don't want to waste all my time. Okay, we'll grab that. We'll grab this over here.
Dante's Purgatory. Why does your mind presume to flight when you're still like the imperfect grub, the worm before it's attained its final form? Charming.
Yes, and we'll talk to you in a second. Okay. Double slime, that's gonna be helpful. Oh, I haven't played this in so long. Okay, what's this? Can I pick you up? Thank you. Oh, it's a collector coin. Who's writing? Oh, you are. Okay.
A
Like
nightmare
it's-
painted by Fuseli in 1781.
I really like that picture. Okay. Some Watoat. Okay, let's go and talk to Mr. Church. Yeah, you know it. You finally set up your own
Your
YouTube?
Eminence, I imagine that you've heard the news about Miss Adams.
What a tragedy, my son. How could such a thing have happened?
That's exactly what I'm trying to find out. Did you notice anything out of the ordinary
Let's
last
figure
night?
this out.
I saw the young French soldier, Bonaparte, I believe, hanging around near Miss Adams' room. But I would not want to get an innocent man into trouble. It's probably nothing.
Not to worry, Your Eminence. If he is innocent, then he has nothing to fear. Do you know why Monsieur Bonaparte was hanging around her room like that?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised to learn that the dashing young soldier had become infatuated with a fragile young woman who looked a bit lost. But I don't think he got a very warm welcome.
Bonaparte and Adams? But they didn't even know each other, did they?
I couldn't say. But if I were you, my son, I would talk to Monsieur Perrault. You remember how violently he set upon Miss Adams.
Oh, don't worry. He's on the list of suspects.
Okay. Says the big boss instead of what was it used to be? Am I not allowed to leave yet? Oh, okay. What did it used to say? It said I think it was Eric. I think it said Eric. Okay. Go to the second floor hallway. That's over there. Okay. We want to head straight there, or nah? Let's go with nah. Let's drive by here. Music's kind of loud. I don't mind.
Good day,
Yeah.
Monsieur de Richet.
This brain's
Mr.
been through a
Volner,
lot, but I can
are
still
you looking
remember a
for
name.
anything in particular?
Barely.
Next to Elizabeth's room?
No, nothing special.
Has anyone told you that Elizabeth was killed last night?
Yes. Rumors spread quickly.
He looks very put out.
It's horrible. How did it happen?
I can say nothing to you, sir. You'd better follow your host's instructions and stay in your quarters.
I shall leave you now, sir. I will return to my room.
You stutter a shit ton, man. Is that you? Wait, did he? What? Hate cutscenes like that. Okay, which room are we going into? Oh. Okay. I didn't know this was... Oh shit, okay. That's unfortunate right there. I didn't realize that was her room. I wanted to investigate some other units. Oof, that's gruesome. I am streaming for the time being at least, so Jesus Christ. Oh, another one? Are there a lot of these? Or can I just open this one?
A chest with a half-circle pattern.
Ooh, okay. Yes! I just learned this, boys. Okay. Nah, I don't know yet. Maybe some rainbow, maybe something else. Who knows? What?
An untutored hand copied these notes. Looks like a healing method.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, that's
man.
a pity.
We'll have to wait.
The writing is barely legible.
I can hit up Jade and Quinn though. Okay. Let's visualize. Yeah, well, we don't know. We don't know if they're getting on. We'll do head first.
I see no sign of bruising on the skull. The only clue is a scar from a previous craniectomy. Poor Elizabeth, she must have been very young when she went through all that. That's torture. She also has old scars around the neck. Maybe mutilations.
Okay. Why is her nose
She
bloody?
bled from the nose.
Damn it. Okay. Can I do anything with that either?
What a strange smell.
Please don't. Please. No. God damn it. Okay. Upper
I
body.
count no fewer than 9 wounds on the thorax, with a lot of blood. On first sight, I'd say that's what caused her death.
I mean, yeah. But
Some of these
I can't really
tattoos
do
are
anything
veritable works
except
of...
for examine.
What's
That's
that?
unfortunate.
The skin between her breasts is different. Bloody hell! This tattoo was drawn on a page of leather and stitched onto her skin. Probably during childhood. If the scars are anything to go by. It's the same kind of tattoo as on the rest of her body.
Damn. Bamboozled. Okay. Oh, no, I didn't.
I see no sign of bruising on the skull.
Yep, we
The
don't.
only clue is a scar from a previous craniectomy.
Yes, sir.
Poor Elizabeth, she must have been very young when she went through all that. That's torture.
I know, right?
She also has old scars around the neck. Maybe mutilations.
Oof.
Blood, but
Legs.
no trace of blows on the legs. More tattoos, similar to those on the rest of her body. There are numerous marks on the body. She must have fought like a lion. It couldn't have happened without a lot of noise. There are also a number of old scars. Scarring, ugh. Scarring isn't very regular, but they're mostly from old cuts. People who scar themselves in this way generally do so to relieve some kind of psychological suffering. By trying to master the pain, they establish their self-control.
Dead arms. We have hands
No
left.
wounds,
Okay.
but blood on the right hand. Nothing on the left except that tattooed symbol.
Okay. I guess. Yeah. Damn. Unfortunate. We probably could have got a lot of information out of that. No. Not that I know of.
The clock stopped at 3:54. If it was smashed during the
When did we
murder, then
leave?
I've just established the time of the crime.
Can we get a time of which we left? No, I find it kind of unfortunate that, like, it ended off saying I was arrested and then I wasn't even arrested.
The blade
Look
is
at that
short
blood.
and thin. Well sharpened, apparently. It's covered in blood. Still fresh. The lower part of the handle is unsullied by blood. The murderer gripped the weapon so tight that there's no blood where he held it. The handprint indicates a small and slender hand.
Got this.
Knocked over bottle of wine.
Is that what we drank last night? I don't. Yep, it was. That gets me drunk? Really?
Same thing Elizabeth served me last night. Still just as disgusting.
I don't think I have any more of those things. Damn it.
I don't know what's
Okay.
happened to this wine, but it's undrinkable.
Is it poisoned? Probably is. Okay. Oh, I do. No, I went back and reset, Will. I had to replay the whole entire game. Yeah, I had to redo basically everything. Do we want to cure that? Fuck.
A pentagram? What the hell's been going on here? Many esoteric rituals are based on this shape. Could Elizabeth have been sacrificed during an occult ritual? Many esoteric rituals are
shit,
based
I
on this
already did
shape.
that.
Could
Feels bad,
Elizabeth
man.
have been sacrificed during an occult ritual?
Maybe. Who knows? Okay. Grab all this. Okay.
Vials of laudanum.
What's laudanum?
The label shows that this laudanum comes straight from America. I wonder if Washington's involved.
Oof. Not Washington. Yeah, we definitely have to get some science up in this bitch here soon. Ugh.
Honey, the remedy of the gods. A novel of the initiation of a young...
A notebook
Oh,
written
jeez,
in
didn't
Elizabeth's
mean to do that.
handwriting. It is written in a mix of several languages. Not too easy to work out.
Yeah,
June
feels
11th,
bad.
1791.
Your last letter gave
My
me
dear
a
Elizabeth,
Oh, okay, shoot.
Your last letter gave me much cause for
Okay.
concern. Your words were so cold, as if emotions no longer mattered to you.
would have just
Father
read this,
maintains
but
that the secondary effects of your treatment still trouble you, but that they will soon subside.
what year is
Should I
it?
believe him? I cling to the belief that we shall soon see each other again, at long last. Right soon. Your loving sister, Abigail. P.S. Don't forget to tell me what present...
Oof. A gunnerino.
A pistol?
A bing
Fairly
bow.
new, I'd say. And judging by the weight of it, fairly light.
A American gunslinger. Hashtag they shoot up schools.
A tribute engraved on the barrel.
Uh,
To the liberators of France.
One second, guys. Yeah, Jade isn't getting on tonight. She has a long shift tomorrow. I can't even remember what I did.
There's a few
Okay.
dried traces of blood on the grip. Difficult to know for sure how they got there.
Okay.
It's extremely well maintained. The barrel
This
is
is what I
perfectly
did.
clean. It isn't loaded, and well, there's no traces of gunshot residue. I'd conclude that it hasn't been used recently. A tribute engraved on the barrel. To the liberators of France. Right. I shall have to find its owner.
I'm not, okay. Anything else that we need to do? We need to
Piece
get
of
this.
fabric. High quality at that. I'd say it's silk. Going by the texture and the gray hue, it must come from a dress, that kind that women of quality wear.
Women of quality. He is not on. He must still be at work. Yeah, I can't go out there. I don't know why it pops up a thing. What was over here that I need to pick up? Or is that on the other side of the bed? Nope, I guess. Okay. I think that's everything. Oh shit. That's frightening. Okay.
My
Let's
dear
read
Elizabeth,
this.
I'm writing to inform you of some unfortunate news. We won't be able to meet as planned on the first Sunday of May. I've been told that you're no better, and, unfortunately, your brothers and I are absolutely snowed under by the work required to govern this new country. Please, excuse us. As soon as we can get free, even if it's just for a day, I promise we shall come and see you. Your loving father, John Adams. P.S. Don't hold it against your mother. She still isn't ready. Please don't judge her. I'm sure
nope.
you'll be able to put all of this behind you. one
I
day.
don't know about Quinn. He should be off work if I remember.
Has Sam finished with this room?
Do you know who could have made such a mess of this room?
Miss Adams, sir. We were given orders to leave the room as it was, so as not to rush her.
Did she have a fight with someone to get the room into this state?
Not that I know of, sir. Miss Adams would sometimes throw a tantrum, during which she would destroy anything that came to hand. Lord
Reggie
Mortimer
and Stone
told
should be
us
getting
not
on
to
later.
enter the room.
Thanks for that information.
You are welcome, sir. Has Sam finished with this room?
I know
Yeah, I
enough
guess
now.
so.
Thank you.
Very well, sir. Sir may return whenever need be. I shall guard the door.
Okay. Okay, let's see. I like the music. It's classical but upbeat.
President George
Makes me pumped.
Washington.
Yeah, we do have to check out Mr. Georgie over here. That is a death gonna happen. Wow, nice room, George. My dude is living in style. America #1.
Golden elixir.
Anybody
I'll
gets
keep it
that
for
reference,
later.
it's from Fitz's and Cryos' videos. Same with like Swagger Souls and them. If you haven't seen their videos, I recommend it. They're amazing.
It looks like a
Pretty damn
note
funny.
between Emily and Washington about trade deals.
We'll tell him that he doesn't get to.
My dear George, I'd like to invite you to join me
Who's
as
William?
planned at my place.
Oh,
I have a
you're
project
William.
to show you.
Hey.
It is time that
Jesus,
the United
four-year-old.
States played a more important role on the world stage. I
Bro,
understand
you
your
have no idea
reluctance
what
of
you're
playing
getting
with
into.
fire. I know your new country is very young, but rest assured that I would do nothing to jeopardize.
Sorry guys, I'm just like, I don't like listening to stuff that I've read ahead of.
Map of
It's
Massachusetts.
annoying in my opinion. One of my peeves, you know what I'm saying? We'll talk to Georgie afterwards. Search a little bit more. Give me. Oh, I can't unlock? Okay, okay. Yeah, I know, but like,
Portrait of George
you're
Washington.
William. You want to see how ugly George Washington is in this game? Like, straight up, he's ugly as hell. Okay. Roman's Royal Jelly. I think it's this one. Oh, I think that's, yeah. Maybe restore some effort points. Is that why I couldn't use it? Oof.
Carmelite
Damn it.
water. They say that if you drink
Oh,
this,
shit,
it'll
I
give you a
thought when
real
it was
boost.
dark they weren't used. Okay. That's a feels bad moment right there. Because I could have probably selected, not all of them, because I don't think I have anything in Science League, but a few of them, at least. What up, Georgie?
Greetings, Louis.
Mr. President, you can guess why I'm here.
Of
This
course.
world.
Lord Mortimer has sent me to ask you a few questions about last night.
It's... How am I going to tell Elizabeth's father
mean,
that she's
no,
dead?
He's
I
just
know,
pretty lit.
Mr. President. I
mean,
shall endeavor to find out
Maybe
the
he was
truth
this
about this
ugly
tragedy.
IRL.
I must ask
Nobody
you
has
to help me.
pictures of him, only
Please.
paintings.
Find the degenerate pig who did this, Louis.
I got you. I got you. Okay. Oh, god damn it. Okay. We're gonna. Can we? I want to do multiple of these.
Are you
Okay, we're
all right,
gonna do
Mr.
this
President? Are you
real quick.
feeling all right?
Oh, don't worry. It's this rotten toothache. What do you expect? I'm no spring chicken now.
I got you. I got you. Okay, let's see what his alibi
I'm talking
was.
to all the
I
guests
think
to find out who has an alibi and, well, who doesn't, Mr. President.
I don't want to offend
Can
him
you
now.
tell me what you were doing
I
last
don't think
night
he
so
would be the
that
type
I
to get
can
offended.
strike your name off the list?
I spent the night right here reading.
All night?
Exactly. Emily stopped by in the middle of the night. You can ask her. She wanted to talk about some
Okay.
business we have in common.
Anything whatsoever to do with Elizabeth?
Not at all, Louis. A business matter.
Yeah. Okay.
Were you aware that Elizabeth took laudanum?
Yes, she came to ask me for some. She had finished her reserve, I believe.
Do you take it regularly, Mr. President?
Unfortunately, I do, Louis. I still suffer from a terrible toothache, and it's not likely to get any better.
It's just for that, then.
Old age, my young friend. I don't wish it upon you, but you'll soon see. At my age, it's rare to have no problems in that domain.
And do you take a lot?
A moderate amount, Louis. Only the dosage indicated on the prescription of my doctor.
Tell me,
Okay.
Mr. President, had you spoken to Elizabeth since your arrival? You know her father. You thought she was dead.
No, I didn't. And I believe I'll be taking my remorse with me to my grave. I wanted to, but I didn't know where to begin.
You can't blame yourself. You couldn't have known that her days were numbered.
Yeah, no. But maybe this was before he got wooden teeth.
Do you know why she came to the island?
I just hear a
To get
door
help,
unlocked.
if I'm not mistaken.
If
Isn't that
you're
right?
not gonna lie.
Indeed. Sir Gregory suggested to her father that he introduce her to Lord Mortimer to see if he could help her.
Yes, Lord Mortimer has a talent for healing, apparently. I'm not surprised Sir Gregory advised her to come.
Agreed. Do you know if she had any enemies, Mr. President?
Not that I know of. I heard about her altercation with Mr. Perry.
So I can't be biased. So
But
my
that
three
case was closed, if
suspects
I'm not mistaken.
have to be
But
Washington,
if in doubt, I wouldn't leave any door unopened.
French guy.
And I'd go and
Why
question your
can't I
fellow
think of his
countrymen.
name?
Don't worry.
I took
Countryman or
French
not,
when I was in 8th
I'm
grade.
not
I
letting
should know
anybody
this.
slip through the cracks.
It's really short.
I shan't keep you any longer, Mr. President.
Feel free, Louis.
Bonaparte?
If there's anything I can
oh,
do,
shit,
just
I didn't even mean
ask.
to do that.
Thank you,
Bonaparte?
Mr. President.
Fuck. That's gonna bug me now. Well, Washington, my mother, and then the French guy. Yeah, I know it's Napoleon. I'm thinking of his last name. I can't remember what his last name is, man. I'll eventually get up to his room, though, and I'll just read the sign. Okay. Let's skedaddle on these hallways. Can't open that door. Got it.
Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi.
Yeah, we know he doesn't have anything to do with any of this, but we'll stop there eventually.
Huh, that's me.
Okay. Can't open that door.
Duke Manuel Godoy.
Okay. He must not be here yet. Collector's coin? Whose room is this?
Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
We'll have to stop there.
Monsieur Napoleon Bonaparte.
Bonaparte. Got it. Okay. Okay. Let's get it. We're in the boys' room. This is my prime suspect. I feel like this dude is hella guilty. But it might just be me because I find he's an asshole.
The Prince by Machiavelli. A perfect read for anyone with a surfeit of ambition.
Okay.
That might come in handy.
Okay, so don't talk about politics. Though.
Bicorn decorated with a cockade. It must belong to a French soldier.
It's that one guy that slapped her.
My dearest son, I'm writing to implore you to act quickly. The situation is rapidly worsening here. Paoli continues to steer our motherland, Corsica, toward open warfare between France and England. His men are everywhere. We are obliged to go into hiding and are unable to remain in the same place for more than 2 days. I wouldn't be surprised if they targeted us soon. Make haste, my son. You hold our destiny in your hands.
Your loving mother.
It's a
blah,
beautiful
blah, blah.
weapon. A lovely damask
it.
blade. It's marked with the initials of the manufacturer in Versailles.
The Battle of Alexander at Issus, or how Alexander the
Fiction.
Great triumphed over King Darius. Yet another one with delusions of grandeur.
That collector coin. What else do we got in here? We got Napoleon to talk to. We got a check in here still. Liddy. Another collector coin. Let's play the boy in chess. If we can beat him in chess,
French
we don't
actor
have to
Talma
do
is
anything
Nero
with
in
him and just like
Britannicus,
convict him there.
the last emperor of the Caesar dynasty.
I thought that was gonna keep on talking. Surprising. Ooh.
There's just one holster in Bonaparte's gear, and the pistol is missing. On the other hand, his cleaning equipment is in mint condition. That's typical of the soldier in him.
Okay, so what? His cleaning gear's in mint condition. So I find him saying that he's never had to clean his pistol or anything. It's like prestiged. But the weapon's spotless, but it could be his weapon.
My dear Napoleon, as previously
Interesting.
agreed, I would like to ask you to join us in January on my island to participate in the High Society meeting organized for the occasion. We shall be able to continue our discussion about our project for a new order for France. I have a proposition to make to you concerning your wish to put a strong leader at the head of France. I trust you to be discreet.
Vercingetorix throws down his arms at the feet of Julius Caesar by Royer, two great army chiefs.
Why does it say army chiefs and warlords? Weird.
Carmelite
Fuck it,
water.
he's right there.
They
Who
say that if
cares?
you drink this, it gives you a real boost.
Let's talk to our boy.
Monsieur de Richet, please be quick. We are both very busy.
I don't want to be quick.
Did you hear about young Elizabeth?
Indeed, it is deeply regrettable.
Lord Mortimer asked me to...
I know. You no doubt want to know my alibi. I spent the night downstairs playing cards.
Can you tell me who was present at the game, please?
Well, there were Lord Mortimer, President Washington, and Sir Gregory.
Thank you.
Ah, and His Eminence Piaget as well. Excuse me, I nearly forgot him. Poor soul.
What time did the game end?
I can't say exactly. As for me, I must have stayed until midnight.
So
I
it's
was
still been
exhausted,
there.
couldn't think straight. So I preferred to go up to bed.
On your way up to bed, did you notice anything out of the ordinary?
No, not in the least. The whole manor was sound asleep.
Not really. No.
Did any of you leave during the game?
Not that I know of, monsieur. I didn't exactly spend my time noting the other guests' comings and goings, but I don't think so.
Thank you.
Those are bad shoes.
Did you notice anything unusual during the evening?
Nothing at all, except the luck of the devil of Lord Mortimer and Sir Gregory at cards.
Did they win much?
Oh la la, monsieur, they cleaned us out more like. But I plan on getting it all back before we leave.
He's gonna rob him.
Did you notice anything unusual during the evening?
Nothing at all, except the luck of the devil of Lord Mortimer and Sir Gregory at cards.
Did they win much?
Oh la la, monsieur, they cleaned us out more like. But I plan on getting it all back before we leave.
As any good soldier would, I imagine you own a firearm. May I see it?
Oh, well, if you really want to, here is my pistol. Don't worry, it is not loaded.
Do you have several of these?
In Corsica, oui, but not on me when I am traveling. Only a bandit would carry such an arsenal.
Okay, interesting.
Thank you. Someone saw you not far from the victim's room.
So,
Can you tell me what you were doing exactly, please?
I can tell you that someone is an idiot.
ooh.
I wanted to warn her to be careful. You see, on the night of my arrival, I saw someone leaving her room in haste, and I wanted...
Okay.
Now I know why. She had every reason to be worried. What an idiot I was not to insist. I could have helped her.
I've been studying him for a while now, and I don't think he was lying. Yet, I'm surprised how easy it was for me to read him. It must surely be his military side. I wish they all could be like that. My investigation would be finished already.
Well, have we finished, monsieur?
Exactly. Thanks again for all your answers. Good day.
Lot to think about. The main thing we had on Napoleon was the French pistol being there. Now that we've seen his and the weapon, cleaning is in that condition. And being told us he doesn't seem to be lying. I don't know, guys. Looks like there's gonna be a big plot twist. Oh, okay. And now we have to go to... whose room is this? Can't go ahead and do it anyway.
Monsieur Johann von Wöllner.
Who the fuck is that? I don't remember meeting this guy. Then again, I'm not good with names. Jesus Christ. Thank you. Who the fuck is in here? No, I want... better be in here. Who is this guy? Oh, it's... yeah, I don't... okay.
Sorrows of Young Werther. There's a handwritten text signed by von Wöllner on this first page. Dear Elizabeth, I know that this book is but a small token compared to the delightful moments you gave me, but I hope that this will nonetheless keep the memory alive. Your ever obedient servant. So, Wöllner had a relationship with Elizabeth, but that's hardly surprising given his fondness for the occult.
Interesting.
Table of alchemical symbols. Someone circled this
golden elixir.
A table of alchemical symbols. Someone circled the zinc symbol.
Oh, okay, now I see it. It's like where,
Chest
bro?
locked with a 4-letter code. Surely a word close to the owner's heart.
No. Wait.
A chest locked with a 4-letter code. Surely a word close to the owner's heart.
Is it worth it? Let's talk to him real quick. Even though we already
What can I do for you, de Richet?
Monsieur, Lord Mortimer has appointed me to investigate the tragedy that befell us last night.
Oh, yes. It's horrible. Yes. How can I help, monsieur?
Where were you last night?
In my room. I read a few ancient manuscripts before going to bed. But I didn't stay up long. I was tired.
Thank you kindly.
Sorry about that, guys. Had to take a call. Okay. Whoa. Where was I?
Excuse me for asking, but did you know Miss Adams?
Oh, she... not really, to tell the truth. No.
I found the Werther dedication, signed by your hand, monsieur. Would you like to change your version now?
Be careful, de Richet. Don't push your luck. My relationship with Miss Adams was pure, and has nothing to do with you. Well, continue playing the detective as you see fit. But if I find the bastard who did that to Elizabeth, I will...
Yes! I would have preferred a simple response, but I see I have my answer now. Exactly how long had you been seeing her?
I have no reason to answer you.
I see. Is that what you want me to tell Lord Mortimer when he asks what I found out?
It's only been a few weeks.
Please, tell me a little more about the nature of your relationship.
That is a personal matter, monsieur.
Yes, that is true. So, tell me.
All right. It was passion. That's why we couldn't stay together. It scared her.
Oof, okay.
You loved her, didn't you?
That is none of your damn business.
Your feelings betray you, sir.
So what? Yes. I loved her, like a moth loves the flame of a candle. That's why we could never be together.
Okay, and then might as well play this real quick.
I get the impression that your romance was over. Am I right?
So? What does it matter to you? I would never have attacked her, if that's what you're insinuating.
Who put an end to the relationship? You or her?
It was her. It was her. But what does that matter? We both agreed.
Yeah, interesting. And then...
Did you see how many tattoos Miss Adams had on her?
Of course. Who wouldn't have noticed?
Yes, but I'm sure that an expert like yourself must have an opinion on the subject.
I do. She was seeking to imprison something inside her. Her own body had become a sort of prison.
She wanted to protect herself. Is that what you're saying?
Elizabeth was a flame. A candle in the night. And like all candles in the night, she was surrounded by darkness, by her demons. Call it what you will. One thing is for sure. She struggled against hell and high water not to let her flame go out.
Interesting. Okay. Then
Where were you
I
last
think I
night?
asked that, but I
In my
don't remember.
room. I read a few ancient manuscripts before going to bed, but I didn't stay up long. I was tired.
Thank you kindly.
Yeah, interesting.
We finished. I'll have a look around and then take my leave.
Do whatever you have to do.
Okay.
This is Circe.
Was that just like it was? Damn, bamboozled. There's something over there. No? Okay. I'm just going crazy, guys. Don't worry about me. Just look at real quick. If that was fun. Interesting.
The alchemist is an old man. The alchemist is an old man.
Okay. Time to Ditcherino. Okay. We got Adam's room, and then the church guy's room. I can't remember his name. Sagi or something. Just George's. I think that was George. I made a big mistake right there. Damn, feels bad, man. No, this is Alicia's room. Okay. Yeah. I'm really bad at remembering the rooms and stuff. Is this Georgie's room?
President George
Yes.
Washington.
That means Elizabeth's room is right down that hall.
Monsignor, His Eminence
There we
Cardinal Piaggi.
Oh, I can't even go in there. Okay, so all we have to do is... Can we go tomorrow? Got it. Okay, we gotta live in this room. Run, Forrest, run! Boys. Okay.
Tending children at the orphanage in Harlem. I find it a little hard to understand this painting choice. King George III in coronation robes. Nice touch for the room of an English duchess.
Dear E, I received your last letter. Unfortunately, the Crown informed the Golden Order that our mission should under no circumstances hamper Sir Gregory's plans. Decidedly, they have support from the highest level in Buckingham Palace. So here we both are, hands and feet tied, and little room to maneuver. Keep me abreast of events. Our mission is becoming more complicated. Yours, E. P.S. The French chapter of the Order doesn't appear to know anything about the arrival of our friend Sarah. I therefore cannot comment on it. However, my guess is that she has come here for personal reasons.
Gotcha. Okay.
The Lady's Waldegrave by Reynolds. Painted upon the request of the Waldegrave family, in an effort to find them a husband.
Grammar of Port-Royal.
That's interesting.
The artistry of the French language in all its splendor. Whoever masters French commands the world. At least une partie of it.
I like how it's just robbing these people.
A letter from William Pitt the Younger, addressed to Emily. He's the present Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. He only has indeed some powerful backers. Madam, thank you for consoling the Queen. The King's situation is worsening, but I wager he'll recover from this present fit. Next time you speak with Her Majesty the Queen, would you please be so kind as to ask her to look into my petition to raise taxes with the king? I will personally see to it that our nation will recover from this impasse. But King George's mental situation is slowing down our decision-taking. Thank you in advance for all your help. A letter from William Pitt the Elder addressed to Emily. He was the English. A letter from William Pitt the Younger addressed to Emily. He's the present Prime Minister. 2 coils circle the lock.
Dear Gregory, thank you for the information. I've managed to find out about the names you gave me. George Washington is a man you can trust. In spite of his obvious talent for politics, he has remained upright and honest. On the other hand, as you may well know, he is already doing business with Lord Mortimer. It will be more difficult to approach him. Napoleon Bonaparte was unknown to me until today. He's a passionate young French soldier for whom Mortimer predicts a promising future. Take heed. He is a man of conviction, which to my mind makes him potentially dangerous. As for Sarah de Richet, what more is there to say? You already know each other. She was apparently invited by Lord Mortimer about an ongoing...
I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later.
Wait, what?
Dear Gregory...
I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later.
Dear Gregory...
Right. I've retrieved everything.
A devil's thorn, to be used to uncover the best disguised traits.
Are these different letters?
A letter from William Pitt the Elder addressed to Emily. He was the English Prime Minister. This letter dates from 15 years ago now.
So not the same letters.
Madam, I shall never thank you enough for all your care and attention. I shall be indebted to you till my last breath. If you have any request of me, you only need ask. With regards to my son William, I shall never thank you enough for looking after him. You know the latter's preferences, and you will understand he needs you desperately. For that, and as agreed with Queen Charlotte, our friend Duke Hillsborough will carry out his task and meet with you within 6 months. From then on, you'll be free from want.
Got it.
What can I do for you, Louis?
I've come to see you about last night's tragedy. Did you hear anything about what happened to Elizabeth?
Yes, we all did. Rumors spread quickly, you know. How awful. I didn't know her well, but I hope at least the poor thing didn't suffer too much.
Elizabeth was stabbed 9 times. No doubt she suffered greatly.
9
Put it right on
times?
her.
What monster is capable of such a horrible thing? Do you know what happened exactly?
In fact, Lord Mortimer has asked me to look into this case, Emily.
Really? Are you Lord Mortimer's snoop now?
I'm doing it for Elizabeth, not to please Mortimer.
Good for you. Quite right, too. Have you found out anything?
I'm now interviewing all the guests to establish the alibis for each person.
I mean,
just so that I can cross you off the
we
list
don't know
of
where she was
suspects.
afterwards,
Can you
so,
tell me what you were doing
in the
on the
room.
night of the murder?
Am I given to understand that I'm on the list of suspects?
Don't take it the wrong way, but I must consider every possibility.
Well, if you absolutely wanted to be sure of my activities that evening, you only had to join me, you know.
I know, Emily. Especially since I couldn't prevent the murder, even though I spent part of the evening with Elizabeth.
You're sure it's not too hard to bear for you?
The fact is, I don't have a choice. But I will find the murderer. I owe Elizabeth that, at least. Did you and Elizabeth get to know each other?
I must admit, Louis, I didn't take much interest in her. I feel a bit guilty about it, but I never actually spoke to her. She seemed burdened by her problems, and as she wasn't invited to the conference, I didn't really seek her out.
Didn't get a good enough view of them. They look brown. Okay. Nope.
We found the murder weapon.
What is it?
A dagger, quite slim.
Have you found its owner?
Not yet. Still searching as I have.
Going with her mother.
That said, since a blade penetrated the body several times, the murderer's hand will have been covered in blood.
You think that's a clue?
The handprint was a very slender hand, Emily. Probably that of a woman.
Do you realize what that means? There are only 3 of us on the island. Bearing in mind that neither my sister nor myself had any reason to set upon the young lady, that means...
I know, Emily. I know.
Keep up your courage, Louis. I'm sure there's an explanation. You're bound to shed some light on it all.
Bet she's gonna die.
If what you say is true, Emily, I'm less and less enthusiastic about shedding any light on the subject.
Okay, and then return.
Since your arrival, did you notice anything strange about Elizabeth?
Everything that happened around that poor child was strange. You saw that for yourself.
I know. You're right. I'm looking for leads to try to reduce the number of suspects.
Well, I would say that in addition to ourselves, you could also cross off President Washington. I went to see him during the night. I had some business with him, and I can confirm that he didn't leave his room all night.
That gives Washington an alibi.
She has an alibi too. Good.
I won't keep you, Emily. Thank you for answering my questions.
See you, Louis.
We investigated everything.
Monsieur Napoleon Bonaparte.
We're gonna go back upstairs. We have investigated everyone that It has to be my mother. It's the only one I can think of.
I've come to speak about the findings of the investigation, my lord.
I'm listening, Louis.
I believe I've identified the murderer.
Really, Louis? All right then. Please think carefully before you give me your answer. This is a very, very serious accusation.
Nah. The angle. Who stabs himself in the chest like that?
From what I've found out, I believe that my mother is the culprit. Even though I find it hard to accept.
Sarah? But why her?
I found out that there was a long history between Elizabeth and my mother.
She had been her personal doctor and had tortured her throughout her childhood.
And so she could have tried to silence Elizabeth so the truth wouldn't get out and damage her reputation. Well, it's possible. Have you anything else?
The print left on the knife near the body was left by a slender hand, without a doubt the hand of a woman.
And there aren't many female guests. I see. Anything else, Louis?
That wraps it up.
I think that there's more than enough evidence here.
Indeed, it's very worrying. Everything seems to indicate that your mother is responsible for Elizabeth's murder. Given the distinguished guests and the political issues involved at the conference, I trust you'll leave me to conclude the case in my own way.
Now that we've examined the question from all sides, maybe you could explain to me why you asked me here, my lord.
Right. It's time we spoke about your mother, Louis.
She isn't missing, you know.
What? What do you mean?
My mother has left traces in every nook and cranny of your island, my lord. She's definitely here. Now, what worries me most is why she doesn't show herself.
That doesn't make me feel any better, Louis.
What was the official reason why my mother came to your island?
I knew about your mother's activities, and yours, in the Golden Order. I thought we had everything to gain by working together.
You mean the cannon deal with Monsieur Bonaparte?
Among others, yes. How did you hear about that?
Monsieur Bonaparte came to speak to me about it yesterday, during lunch.
I see. So impetuous. He was supposed to let me speak to you about it first. Our friend Napoleon desperately needed financial backing to properly equip his army. I took it upon myself to back him because I have a firm conviction that he can go far.
We shall see. However, there's one thing that surprises me. Did my mother intend to finance a war? I'm not sure that I follow.
No, your mother's aim was not so much to partake in a war, but rather to make Monsieur Bonaparte accountable. France is in turmoil, and having the support of a military man can often come in handy, Louis. You'll see. Once this deal was closed, I had big plans for Sarah.
Such as what?
You see, I've invited several influential figures on my island to present them with a project at the conference. It will be presented later today. I thought that the Golden Order had a role to play. And I still think so. I was hoping Sarah would be able to join us.
I see.
Indeed, if by chance your mother decided not to return to us before the conference, would you do me the great honor of attending? If only to follow the deliberations while waiting for her to duly take her seat.
Why not? We shall see.
Ah, thank you so much. In this way, you'll be able to keep your mother informed of what is said. There's something else I'd like to briefly go over. Earlier, you asked me the official reason for your mother's presence here. Is there an off-the-record reason why your mother came here?
If only my mother had trusted me, but she remained very mysterious. I'd have been delighted to answer your question.
Is this usual for her?
As head of the Order, secrets are her bread and butter, as you can imagine. That said, it's the first time she hasn't let me in on the reason for her trip. And it intrigues me, to tell you the truth.
Well, I'm sure that Sarah will explain everything once she reappears. There's something I still don't get. In your opinion, why would your mother remain in hiding over several weeks?
Her not coming back to the manor after so long makes me wonder if she is wary of someone.
Well, certainly. But whom? The only ones who were present during her stay were Sir Gregory, Duchess Hillsborough, Mr. von Wollner, and myself.
You forget Elizabeth Adams, my lord.
That's true. But Gregory and I arranged it so that they wouldn't run into each other. I thought it had worked. Do you think that your mother felt she was in danger because of Elizabeth?
It's possible.
The only thing I can tell you is that
Don't
Sarah
together.
had indeed changed. At the beginning of her stay here, we enjoyed spending time together, solving the world's problems.
You seem to know my mother very well, my lord. What did you talk about together?
Oh, as soon as we had a little free time, we liked to share points of view about practically any subject. We would find ourselves embarked on interminable discussions that could go from Monsieur Blanchard's flight in a hot air balloon to the Treaty of Jassy, or the adoption of the metric system in France last year, or even Mr. Eli Whitney's invention in the United States.
Cotton gin, okay.
My mother must have undoubtedly taken great pleasure in these exchanges. She always was one to appreciate broadening her knowledge. I'm surprised she didn't get you started on the Crusades. It was her favorite subject.
Are you joking? Sarah and I spent entire days together reliving them. It so happens that the Crusades are also my subject of predilection, especially the Third. My ancestor distinguished himself brilliantly during the siege of Saint-Jean d'Acre.
Unfortunately, my lord, the Crusades are not my chosen field.
Well, it doesn't matter. You have plenty of time to learn. Your mother is a very well-read woman. You're quite lucky to have her as a model, Louis.
Yes, I know, but I'm still very worried.
I must admit, there are worse things to worry about now, Louis.
What do you mean?
Since she disappeared, your mother has been seen once. Her behavior on the evening of your arrival greatly surprised Gregory and myself. She resurfaced to attack Emma, Emily Hillsborough's twin sister. And boom! She shot her with a pistol. Then, before Gregory could intervene, she ran off and disappeared again.
I beg your pardon? Hang on.
That means
So
my
it wasn't
vision of the
Emily.
wharf, it was actually happening inside the manor. Mother shot Emily's sister? The very person she came looking for? Why would she do that?
Excuse me, but between that and the childhood of Lady Adams, it's all a bit much for me to cope with. I need to piece it all together again to see things more clearly. You said that you spent a lot of time talking together at the beginning. What happened for that to change?
I'm afraid I haven't much to tell you. The more the days went by, the more she withdrew into herself. She never gave me an explanation, until the day came when she purely and simply disappeared.
Where did she go when she wanted to be alone?
She would shut herself away in a room we use as a box room upstairs.
Would you allow me to go there?
Naturally, Louis, of course. I'll send you a servant to open it.
Thank you.
One last thing, although I don't know if there is a connection.
I'm listening.
A gate was forced the other night near the wharf. Nothing serious, just a few small things damaged.
Sorry, my lord, but I was searching for leads to my mother. I thought I was hot on her trail and didn't take any precautions.
Well, you could have reported it to a servant. But never mind. I shall put it down to your ardor and anxiety. However, please try to respect my estate in future.
I certainly will. Please accept my sincerest apologies.
That's all I can tell you about the disappearance of your mother, Louis. I would like to have been more helpful.
I shall stay on her trail and follow up any leads.
Thank you. We will meet later on to welcome our last guest. In the meantime, I shall get someone to open the box room upstairs for you.
Thank you.
A lot to think about. Hell of a lot to think about.
The room is just opposite Mortimer's study.
Okay. I think we're gonna call it there. yeah, we're gonna save it there, and I'll see you guys next Friday to continue the story.